what I fucking bought it for. Go in there.
All right, let's talk Tetris. The story of how one of the world's most popular video games found its way to the players around the globe. Businessman Hank Rogers and Tetris inventor Alexei Petrov joined forces in the USSR, risking it all to bring Tetris to the masses.
Shit, no.
That's what I said, dude. It's got an 82% critic score and an 88% audience score. This is technically a biopic, so not everything, is probably the truth. But what did you guys think? Yeah, I don't think that car chase is real. Maybe it was. What did you guys think of the movie?
Definitely a movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's got a great idea, and it's kind of cool that it's a biopic, so it's based on a true story. I mean, obviously it's fabricated, and I don't believe that, the world was kind of going 8-bit every time they did something.
I thought the transitioning between scenes was, like, when they would switch locations, I thought that was cool.
Sweet.
The different levels, that was sweet.
Yeah, that was cool.
So that was one thing that I, like, some of the reviews that I read, they were saying, like, the transitions between scenes were good, like you said, the traveling scene and like all that, where it was like the skyline and then it was all pixelated and then it went down to an actual skyline. I thought that was cool.
They did like the plane.
Yeah, that was sweet. But I didn't like when it was like in the real world, like during that car scene when they're crashing and it turns 8-bit.
And
like,
that's
it was kind of funny though when Lexi's car hits the other car. You hear,
yeah. But then again, like that's where even on that last scene where they show that, it's like, all right, is this like a kid's movie or is it an adult movie? Because it has to be an adult movie. No kid is going to watch this and understand anything that is going on.
Not at all. Rated?
At all.
Not
a chance. Yeah.
R. It's rated R.
It's rated R?
They say fuck a few times.
I know, that's... isn't there like a limit though that you can like...
you can only say
rated R.
One non-sexually.
One non-sexually.
So they couldn't cut one fuck?
Well, they say it like
they say it multiple times. He
there was like
says
10
it at least
tasteful
5
ones.
times. He's like,
Yeah.
Man, they should have. If this was rated R, they should have went darker with this. To be honest with you,
more
you can't have
murders.
Well, no, like you just can't have like a rated R. Like
I don't think anyone died in the making of Tetris.
Yeah, I'm just saying darker in terms of like tone.
I didn't
know. It's all about his kids and being a good father, and then it's rated R. Like,
what's the thing? Oh shit! What is it?
I didn't know
Soviets
Tetris
were like
had anything to do with the Cold War, to be honest.
Yeah. But I did like the fact that obviously like the KGB was like listening in on everything.
Yeah.
And
almost reminds you of the Patriot Act.
I was gonna ask you guys for like the soundtrack of the movie. I thought it was pretty cool how like they're taking songs and then they're adding like the Tetris theme to it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was really cool too. So I wanted to say that also.
Then like a Russian twist to it.
Or when they're at the afters and they're playing Final Countdown.
That was so cool.
It's like out of everything they're just playing Final Countdown.
Yeah.
But
so he thought those Russians were heading for him.
Yeah, Taron Egerton, great ass actor.
Great dude.
Literally, and that's the thing is like, I don't think I would have any interest watching this movie if he wasn't the main cast. Like if he was
so good.
Character.
Yeah, I think he fit the role really good.
But that's the thing is he's only got like a handful of movies that he's like stars in, but he literally aces every single one.
Just wait till he's our future Wolverine, boys.
Yeah.
You think so?
Silver Surfer, dude.
I think he play a good ass Wolverine.
Oh.
So
I mean, he can get big.
Yeah,
he's already fucking big.
So for me, the one thing that pissed me off in this movie that I'm sure we're going to talk about this year is the fact that I didn't understand who the fuck had the rights, who didn't. Like, that shit was the most confusing thing I've ever, like, followed. Like, it was, like, 3 a.m. for me, and I was like, all right, bro, I don't even care who has the rights. I was like, just tell me how this ends, bro, because there is no fucking way anybody is going to follow along with this, let alone a fucking kid. If this is a Tetris kids movie.
Well, it is funny, though, that they were, like, trying to get handheld rights for the Game Boy, and it's like, I know for a fact I grew up playing Tetris on the Game Boy. So, like,
so it was packaged.
Funny.
I was just about to say that. It was packaged with Game Boy when it came out, and I knew that beforehand going into the movie.
Yeah, but you saw it at the end, too.
Yeah, no, but I knew like before like the movie started that it was going to be packaged with the Game Boy.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess like it was still the movie still got me like kind of on the edge of my seat if they were going to be able to land a deal because it's Hank Rogers going against like billionaires, assholes, people who are lying about having the rights, and he's just this honest guy who's the underdog in the story, and so I thought that was pretty cool. But to Mike's point. like it was confusing and could get annoying, but like that's what our characters were going through, so I guess it
Mhm.
made sense for the movie.
It was also cool too. Now, from like a business standpoint of one going through all the classes, and then now like working in the business world, like all of us have. Like you hear about shit like this all the fucking time, and like
Yeah.
especially that tycoon that had the media, whatever the fuck it was called, that asshole, and he was just lying through his teeth, and he had no money, no liquid assets, nothing. And then to see all that crumble was fucking great. And then to see who was lying about what, and then the fact that Lexi was able to get avenged essentially. Because what, he made it just for fun in the office, right? Like he just
Well, that
coded
was like
it.
his
Yeah.
job. Like I don't know,
Yeah.
they just made games and they never sold them.
Mhm.
Like they
Okay,
were just
so-
for the Soviet Union.
I can't be the only one. His name's Robert Maxwell. His son, Kevin Maxwell, the
Mhm.
actor of him, honestly was one of the worst actors I've ever seen in my life. Like that shit was brutal to watch.
He played it well. Hopefully, you know, maybe he's a good guy, but his character fucking sucked.
What else did he play?
His name's Anthony Boyle. I don't know.
Yeah, I know, but I've seen him somewhere.
Oh, he's in
He
the
looked,
I've
yeah,
McCoy.
he
seen
did
him.
look familiar.
He looked familiar, and I will say, like,
Game of Thrones.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember what character.
Oh,
is,
he
but
was
yeah, it
Joffrey.
makes sense.
Yeah. That'd been funny.
But who
No.
wasn't in Game of Thrones at this point? To be honest?
Yeah, but hey, you want to hear the funny shit about this movie last night the experience I had watching it? So when I originally watched it, I started it before I moved, and I watched like an hour of it, whatever, and it had the subtitles on the screen every time they were speaking Russian. I go and I stream it because my Apple TV ran out, so I streamed the final, like the remaining bit that I had. And anytime they were speaking Russian, there were no subtitles. So it's literally just them speaking Russian. I'm like, nodding. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, no idea what the fuck they were saying.
I didn't have subtitles on either, so like I watched the movie like that too, and then they would just fill you in.
Yeah, no, but there are
Put
certain
automatically
parts.
on.
But there are certain parts where they don't fill you in. Like, there's no translator there, nothing like that. And I was just like, all right, like, I think they're
So-
saying something important.
So I'm not gonna lie here. I don't know if this is gonna get me in trouble, but I started it on 1, 2, 3 movies. Okay? And I swear to God, bro, on Microsoft Edge on my Xbox, I clicked out an ad every 10 seconds. I was 10 minutes in, bro. I almost threw my fucking controller.
That's how it goes, dude.
I swear to God, I literally said, fuck this. I bought fucking Apple TV at like 2:30 a.m. yesterday, bro. I was so mad watching this
Aw.
shit, dude.
We do not condone
Anytime-
pirating.
I know, I was gonna
No,
say,
but
I do
no,
not
no.
condone. I don't know if
I
that's gonna
do.
get me in trouble. or
We're
not.
all broke as shit though, so like
Yeah,
you gotta
we are,
bear
bro.
with us here.
Yeah, sue me
Well,
for
that's the thing
fucking
is that-
pirating one movie.
It's hilarious that because you gotta watch it on like your laptop. I would never pirate a movie on my phone because you have to click out of it way too many times.
Mhm.
But I did that on my laptop and I just streamed it to my TV and I don't touch my laptop. I literally
See,
just
I'd worry about my laptop getting viruses though.
Well, I probably
Yeah, see, that's why I do it on my
Oh,
phone.
I do it on my phone.
No. This is Aiden streams on 1, 2, 3 movies because it says Alexa sent you a message 2 miles away.
He's trying to find the hot horny milks in his
I didn't click
area.
the hot milks in the area. I don't even end up watching the movie at that point.
Yeah, I heard Aiden got a pop
computer-
up and signed you up, Mikey, for a brand new iPhone.
Really?
My computer's just jumping on the desk.
Yeah, I with the movie, I thought the USSR like stuff was pretty interesting. I didn't know obviously that was all tied into that.
Yeah.
You know, most of the movie is there in Russia.
Yeah.
So, did you guys like that aspect? I feel like they did kind of a good way of like. I mean, obviously this guy is what their country's against. Like
Mhm.
this guy embodies everything they're against. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Dude, the
Yeah.
funny thing is watching this movie is that it just puts such a bad rep on Russia, and the USSR, and the Soviet Union, all that shit. Like,
Well, I mean,
Well, no, you had some
it's like
characters
American propaganda.
you had some characters
I
like
was
Alexei
thinking the
and like
same thing, dude. It was just American
It is
propaganda,
kinda.
especially at this time.
Like, dude, the funniest shit is imagine watching this in Russia. You got Apple TV, you're like, wow, like this is just bad.
I don't think they have Apple TV over there. I'm gonna be honest.
they might not.
I'm so oblivious when it comes to shit like that.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was hard to understand too. Like when Russia, I thought it was cool the way they would jump from different rooms. Like they had them all separated. I thought that was like smart.
That was a good.
But it was like confusing at first as to what they wanted, and I thought it was interesting that like I guess Robert Stein got screwed over, and like them trying to figure out who actually has the rights and if they actually signed it away. And I think they did like it was cool the way they tricked him into signing it back to them or whatever. So
Mhm.
um,
Yeah, 'cause they
Yeah,
didn't
I like
define
that
computer.
aspect. Yeah.
Well, like
It was
again,
funny too. The guy that worked at Smegma, he
Smegma.
Smegma, what's that?
he was like speaking Russian. He had a translator that he's like, "Oh, you speak English?"
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny.
I don't
Okay,
know.
so-
I don't remember what the name of the company.
There's another scene where it's like the political leader. I forgot his name in the movie. The one that was getting bribed by Maxwell.
Yeah.
You guys know what I'm talking about?
That little
Valentine?
fucking dweeb.
Yeah, the dweeb with like the slick back hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, the,
Well,
So
there
many
was
guys.
one. I know I'm just kind of picking apart acting in this movie, but when he was when they were like when he called the spy like a whore, and he was like, "Where's my money? Where's my
she's gonna
money?"
cry.
Like that accent that he was doing, the way he was like saying that shit, was that not weird to anybody else?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, a little bit. I can
That-
see.
That's it. That's it. Like yeah, it was.
Didn't
Like
feel
I thought
too
that was awful.
authentic.
Yeah,
No,
it was-
I mean, but
it was
that
literally
part
awful.
didn't make any sense because he's still KGB, and then the KGB goes against him.
Well, because he's a fucking.
He was
Well,
going
he got
against the
bribed.
country's morals.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
because
true.
he
And then
knew
goes,
that it
"This
was going
country's-
down.
This country will diminish, or whatever he said. When
Yeah.
he was like getting arrested.
Yeah,
or
and then that
whatever.
was the end of the USSR too. At the end of the
Yeah.
movie, which was
So
funny too
basically-
when what's his name shows up and is just like, "Oh, like we'll trade you what encyclopedias for this," and he's like, "Times are changing, dude. Like we want the $5 million."
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
the,
and, like, selling the rights for like $1 or 50 cents for each, like, you know, one sold is pretty crazy.
Mhm.
yeah.
If you think about it.
Well, even 50 cents was crazy, and then like $1, and they're like, okay, done deal. Sign the goddamn papers.
Yeah.
I thought the when they hop on the plane and he's like, they get that focus shot on fuck, what's his name, Hank. It reminded me of Argo, like when they finally get on the plane and they're just sitting there waiting for like
Mhm.
wheels to go in and shit. It's like it was kind of suspenseful, but I mean, then again, you're already in the sky.
Also
Yeah, and the
funny
fact
as
that he
hell-
like never cut his losses and went home too is nuts.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's scary.
Funny
He's
as hell that
determined.
they duped him out getting on a different plane.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about
That
that
was
Game Boy scene? That was perfect.
So cool.
So
My favorite
hype
scene
when
in
they
the movie.
originally went there and they're like, you have to sign this NDA. He's like, for what? And they just show him it. Like, you know damn well they don't show anyone that, especially like when it's in that stage.
It was cool.
Yeah,
that
they're like
they
only
were
10
willing
people in the
to
world have
work
seen
with
it.
him. Like when Hank gets the call and they're like, "Oh, like we're gonna go." It went to fucking what was your name, Mirsoft? And then he's like, "Don't worry though, we'll find something else for you to do." Like it was cool that like they were gonna help Hank out no matter what, but also it's like, yeah, you didn't get the deal that you fucking flew across the country for and put your life on the line for, but we'll find something for you.
It's so crazy that back in the day, man, you got to think how much money arcades printed. Like, you know, it's all cash based and everything like that. It was so
Yeah.
different back in the day.
Well, yeah, because that's what he was saying is like the biggest turnaround, right? Is like getting the money from the arcade systems. So,
Mhm.
and it's crazy too. Like a movie like Tetris, like obviously we've all played the game. It'd be crazy to find someone who has not played Tetris ever in their
Did
life.
anyone else go
Uh,
as far as downloading Tetris on their phone? I was playing Tetris at work today.
I never
No.
really,
Oh, really?
that's just, I never thought it was like the best game ever, but I mean, we all used to play it.
I think everyone's played it though. At least
I'm not a huge
once.
fan of it, but it made me pull out my my Game Boy
There it is.
and play again.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and then you know, we can talk about the ending kind of like for real life stuff. You know, like Hank Rogers and what's his name now? I'm blanking out on the creator's
Alexi?
name. Alexi, yep, thank you. Alexi and Hank like are the owners of
Mhm.
the Tetris company, and then now his daughter Maya runs it. I think as of
Yeah.
2014. So
And,
really
no, and
cool,
it
like,
was
keeping in the
cool
family.
too, where he's like, I know you hate this, but like I promise, like this isn't goodbye. I'll see you again. And then he's like, we don't have time for your American emotions. Get on that plane.
Yeah.
And then he gives him the plane
Yeah.
tickets, and then it's like, now do you have time for American motion?
It was
Yeah.
cool that like I thought they were just gonna end up with like he gave him a Game Boy with his game and sent him some money, but no, instead he moved out there, which was fucking sick.
Yeah, they both ran the company together,
Mhm.
which is really cool. And I like the scene too when he was there, like at his apartment.
Yeah.
And, like they're working on the game together. I thought that was really cool.
Mhm. And you
Oh,
know, maybe I'm oblivious. Maybe they mentioned something. So Hank has all these kids, and you only see the one. Like you only see one of them basically the whole fucking time.
Yeah.
But he's got the picture with like 4 different kids. I
Well,
think
you don't.
when the Russian mob
Two of them
show
play
up-
tennis, right?
Well, he has 2 girls and 1 boy.
Is that what it is? So it's 3 kids in total. So you see all 3 of the kids when the Russian mob comes and visits. Russian mob, sorry, comes and visits his wife. But then after that, you never see the other 2 kids, except for really briefly at the recital when they're in the 2 chairs next to the empty seat that was
Yeah.
for Hank.
Yeah.
You definitely don't see the boy. I think there's two boys. Is it?
I think they'll show
only
one scene where all three of them are together.
Mhm.
Well, regardless, so you see all three of them at first, and then it's like just the one girl with
Yeah.
the sight on.
They're just like, we ran
I
out
hate-
of budget, so we're just gonna focus on this one girl.
Yeah.
I hate to go off topic, but the Anthony Boyle kid that plays the son of the CEO owner of that Mirrorsoft or whatever.
Yeah.
He's the new Malfoy in the Harry Potter series.
That's
he
a
really?
perfect role. That's a perfect
That
role.
is.
He's such a
Yeah.
dickhead. Because Mike, you said that thing earlier, and I was like, oh, maybe it's just the position they gave him. And now, if he's getting cast
No.
as Malfoy, he's just really good at playing a piece of
Yeah.
shit.
So
He's gonna be Malfoy.
okay, I don't know. Like, I'm just hating on this guy now. Like, I'm sorry, Austin, or Anthony, whatever the fuck your name is, if you ever
Didn't
listen to
give a
this.
fuck.
But like, regardless, though, like this kid has like the most punchable face I've ever seen in my life. Like, he just looks like a pussy, and I'm not even like trying to be funny. He really does.
This
That
dude's
was the
just
role
like
he was playing.
Yeah.
Well, I should be a really nice guy in real life.
I was gonna say,
I'm
he's
sure
probably
he
super
is.
It's the same thing with like the actual kid that played Draco Malfoy. Like he's a sweet ass kid, Tom something. But no,
What about
Yeah, he's in the
Joffrey?
Flash.
yeah, no,
King
he's a
Joffrey.
cool ass kid. Oh, dude, fuck King Joffrey.
Yeah.
So hopefully I meet him one day and he changes my mind. But
Maybe
Nah,
I'll
he's
sign
gonna
you
be like,
in
I
the-
heard your
Punch him in the
podcast.
face.
He just hits you in the face.
what
lays
if
you
he
out.
just socked me?
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, like on the other side of the coin now, do I hate him that much? Where he played such a good character? Is that why I hate him so much now? Like,
Yeah,
I
no, the
really-
character was supposed to be
yeah.
an asshole. Like,
He didn't
what
even
if
do
he-
anything wrong.
He's like in an interview, and he's like, "Yeah, I was actually just being myself out there. That's the only way you
What
can
about-
justify hate."
I don't know what's Mike's problem with me. He's like,
Yeah, what about
You guys
He's
ever
gonna
heard
come out,
of
he's gonna
the
go on the news.
Small
he's gonna
Guys
go on Jimmy
podcast?
are you and Mike
Michael-
ever gonna squash this beef?
this
Yeah,
Michael
Jimmy
Brest guy
Jimmy
is just
Fallon's
coming
gonna
at me
ask
for no
him.
reason.
Yeah.
All right.
Jimmy Fallon, he's like, "Do you happen to know Michael Brest from Small Guys Podcast?" He's like, I've heard some stories.
They say that everybody knows everyone between, 5 people, 7 people. So if anyone on here can get us to that guy, we want to set up a one-on-one.
Anthony Boyle.
Now, you guys can either fight or you guys can talk it out, but Mikey Brest wants this, so if anyone knows him, get him in contact with us, we're going to make this happen.
He's Irish.
Yeah, so Armin Zola, he punched him in the face, Mike. So
Yeah, that was cool. That was a cool scene.
We're giving this guy too much time, man.
Oh damn.
He's living in your head rent-free, though, Michael.
He is, man. He really is. Dude.
Yeah, Mike. I don't think he's thought of you yet. So
It's okay.
that's just
He's
a
never-
guess,
he's
but
sure as hell never thought of you, but it's okay.
well, maybe.
now,
We're good
get
friends.
back to Terry and Taron Egerton. Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at these movies. He's in Legend, obviously the Kingsman movies. Eddie the Eagle. I don't know if you guys ever saw that. It's the one where
Blackbird,
he's
which
like
you just
a
did.
long jump skier.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
he also played
him?
Robin Hood. I haven't seen that.
Mhm.
Blackbird.
Yeah,
You didn't know that?
No, I was
No, I said-
saying the Eagleton movie.
Eddie. Yeah, the Eagle.
Eddie-
Where Hugh Jackman's the coach?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
That's a
I
good
did not
movie.
know that. That's a great movie. I think me and Josh went and saw that together.
yeah.
He's a
We held
rocket man.
hands, I remember.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
played. What's his name?
He played Elton.
Yeah, Elton John.
Rocket Man.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm
So-
I'm oblivious to that.
I think
Oh, I
we
was just
covered
fucking
kind
around.
of.
I've never seen it. I didn't know he actually played Elton.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
Yeah. I think we covered pretty much everything that we want to talk about for this. If you guys want to kind of get into reviews, I'm trying to think. I don't think we missed any good scenes, but like we said, the soundtrack was great and everything. So
I like I guess one thing. Fucking A, bro. I can't believe I'm talking about this.
Here we go.
leave Anthony Boyle alone.
Rent free, bro.
No, it's his dad when he's like going behind his back, talking with the slick Russian, and then
Yeah.
at the end he's pretty much telling him like, hey, like shut the fuck up, you nimbusole. Like,
Yeah,
it's all
yeah.
really
This is how the big boys play.
Yeah,
Well,
I
you
like
gotta
that
think he
scene
was
a
in
lot.
Moscow making a deal. Same with the Armin Zola guy and Hank.
Yeah.
I thought that scene was great too when they're trying to get that deal and he just keeps walking to all 3 rooms.
Mm-hmm.
that was
Yeah.
cool.
That was
Yeah,
a good
Josh,
scene.
I liked how it always
mentioned
showed them listening too.
Yeah.
That was funny.
But they had no idea what was going on.
Oh, dude, when
Yeah.
his translator was actually KGB, and they're
Yeah,
trying to
that was
blackmail
crazy.
him with the kiss,
that
Yeah.
surprised
Yeah.
me.
and it
I
didn't
thought
help.
that
He was in his fucking underwear.
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
craziest thing is that it prints on his fax and he could have just got rid of it before his wife sees it.
Yeah.
She has
that's-
no idea.
That's the thing. When it printed, bro, I was waiting for the rest of the movie for it to like pop up again. I was like,
What
holy
did it
shit,
say?
like,
We know what you did last summer or some shit on it.
Basically.
Brian, we know what you
We
did.
know what
last
you
summer.
did. Don't come back or some shit.
Yeah.
It's funny, man. But
That man
no,
walked in
I
front of
thought
my
it was
car,
a-
Michael.
No, I mean I thought it was a solid movie. It wasn't like I would definitely never watch this again.
Definitely never watch this shit again.
No, I mean
It was
I hope none of
definitely-
you would.
Well,
It's
why don't you
definitely a
go
movie.
first, Aiden?
Yeah, I can go
Give your
first.
score.
I mean, like I said, if Taron Egerton wasn't the main character of this, I would have never even clicked on it. I mean, all along, I remember seeing the trailer for it because it kind of just like trailer came out and then the movie came out, and it was a fun watch for sure. I thought that it had a good story behind it, especially if you've played Tetris and you obviously don't know the story on how it came to fruition and all that.
It's a big word for you.
But I thought the cast was good. I like the Soviet guy that created the game. He didn't give a shit about anything, and that was kind of like the basis of his character.
Mhm.
But at the end, it's cool that they showed that they obviously combined when he came to America and they started the Tetris company, and obviously made it as big as it is today. Yeah, I mean, it was a good watch. 8-bit scenes were sweet. I didn't like how I felt like it was kind of a lot. They could reduce it, died it down just a little bit. But no, other than that, I mean, I thought it was pretty solid. Score-wise,
fuck.
I can't dog this movie because it wasn't the worst movie I've ever seen. It was fun,
You'll never watch it again.
but I'll never watch it again.
Yeah, bro.
Shit. I think I'll give it a
You're setting the tone here. Remember that.
74 out of 100. I think I feel
Alright.
confident doing that.
Okay.
All right.
Josh, you want to go next?
Yeah. Aiden said most of the stuff I want to say. The one thing I didn't like, and I love the 8-bit like transitioning and like showing us where we're at, because this movie moves around a lot, which makes sense. And I guess the part I didn't like that kind of took me out of the movie was that car chase. Like it was so cool at first, and then they were doing that 8-bit thing, and then they did the thing where like you're in third person playing like an old style video game. Like that kind of just took me out of the movie a little bit. I want to just say that part. So that was like one of the scenes I didn't like.
It's like they were trying to reference too
you know.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, like if they did it throughout the movie like that, then it wouldn't be a problem. But they didn't really try anything like that till the very end for that one scene, right? They did the 8-bit scenes when they're transitioning, which is cool. But then the rest of it, But like I said, the soundtrack was sweet with the Tetris 8-bit like sound like mixed in with like great songs. So I thought that was all really cool. We got another "I Need a Hero" song.
Yep.
We just had it in John Wick. But yeah,
And
so
Mario.
I thought, yeah, and Mario, yeah, wow.
We said that
crazy.
on Mario.
Royalties.
We did
on
say that.
one.
We did say that. I just forgot. Yeah. I remember when I was watching the movie and I heard, I'm like, damn, this song again. It's a great song. And I just watched Shrek 2 like a couple days ago too. So I'm just gonna, it's really funny. But yeah, I think Egerton did like amazing. The guy doesn't miss. Honestly, I really like him a lot. So
I'm trying to get that mustache, man.
I kind of look like him too. I was like, when I was watching it, I was like, I kind of look like him a little bit.
Pre-
Shave that shit.
I probably would watch it again. If it was on, I'd watch it. So I'm gonna give it a 77. I liked it
It's
a lot.
definitely not going to be on. Apple TV.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth a watch, though. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, I'll let you finish.
You want to go, Brian, or you want me to go?
I can go if you want.
Yeah, you should go.
Wait, what was Josh's score?
77.
76.
Nice.
Oh, 7?
77.
All right, so I'm gonna come out of the gate, give this movie 74. I enjoyed slightly more than season 3 of Mando. It was definitely a fun watch. You get that happy ending. Obviously, we know that. Obviously, they were going to get the handheld, and we know that they were going to be able to get the arcade because obviously, we didn't grow up on it. Like, yes, we did have it for our Game Boys, but, like, I know, like, my uncle, for a fact, like, told me about how he used to go and, like, gather up change and go play at the fucking arcade and shit like that. And, like, it's just, I'm sure it hit harder for people that were a little older, but for us, we didn't really know that. But, again, we do know that Tetris is a big fucking game. So it was cool to see that story. I didn't know it was so Russian-based, like, at all, or completely Russian-based, actually. So that was cool. And then got to give it up to Egerton. Love him. He can't miss. Hopefully our future Wolverine, or at least something like a good role. Like Silver Surfer would also be sick as hell. But I want to see this guy in more. Like, he hasn't done wrong. And honestly, he's 2 for 2 on Apple shit. So if they throw him something else Apple related, like Aiden said, I would have never clicked this if it wasn't for him being in it. And so if Apple wants to do something else with him, I'll be right there for it. But yeah, 74. Good watch if you have Apple TV. And I'm not gonna say buy Apple TV to watch it, but if you bought Apple TV to watch Ted Lasso and you have the time, fuck it, go ahead, rip it.
Just started shrinking on there. That's pretty good.
Nice.
say
I'm
it's
excited
working.
to watch that one. My parents started watching it, I think.
Yeah, Jason Segel
Nice.
and Harrison Ford. So good.
Oh shit.
Damn.
Yeah, really good.
Okay.
Go ahead, Mike.
Well, I'll finish this off here and backpack off of Brian. So, like I said at first here, I just really didn't like how it jumped around so much. Like, just trying to follow along. I get that's the whole basis behind it, but just following along with who had the rights, the arcade rights, the handheld rights, I was completely lost, and I was already pissed off that I had to spend $7 on Apple TV. So I've been
Let's get a dono button.
Yeah. This
Oh, this
Venmo
guy.
me. No, but I was just in a bad headspace watching this movie too.
You're watching it at 3 in the morning.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's
yeah,
3 a.m.
right.
You're already fighting demons, and now you have to spend
No,
$7
exactly,
to watch
man.
this movie.
No. And the worst part is I have to see this Anthony fucking Boyle's guy fucking face before I go to bed. That's the last thing I have to see before
Rent
I go to
fucking
bed.
free, Mikey.
He's
What if that was
rent-free
gonna be
in
our
my
first
head.
guest, and he actually listened to this, and he's like, you know what, fuck this podcast.
Hey, we all love
Hey.
you. Mikey's a hater.
No, then so be it then. But I just didn't like how it bounced around too much. Egerton was awesome. I think Rick Yoon, and then obviously I'm drawing a fucking blank. Robert Toby Jones. What does he play?
Robert Stein.
Yeah. No, I'm saying like what else is he playing that we know?
Oh, he's in he's in Captain America.
Mhm.
He's in
Baron
You know.
Zemo.
Zemo.
not
that's his
Zemo.
name.
He's the
No,
computer,
not
right?
Zemo. He's the computer. Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot the computer's name. Regardless,
Oh, okay.
decent.
Zemo's
Definitely.
a man.
Yeah. Well, anyway, a decent
Oh, he's-
cast here
I'm
for
in,
sure.
I'm in Zora or whatever.
Yeah, Zola.
Zola.
Decent cast here, but besides that, like
Wow.
it's a movie. It's a movie for sure. I definitely like the transitions with the different pixels and stuff like that. But to be honest with you, I would never watch this fucking movie again. Just like just straight up, man. It kind of reminded me of Super Mario Brothers a little bit, just because of like the tone. But this is
But
rated R,
Super
so
Mario, you would rewatch, right?
1,000,000%. But, like, I just don't get why they would make a Tetris movie rated R. Like, that's just the dumbest shit I've ever heard of. It doesn't make sense. This is a miss for me from Apple TV, to be honest with you, which is very rare. I will say that. But
I don't. I mean, it's your own opinion, but I wouldn't consider this a miss.
Definitely not their
it's a one-time watch. It's
Yeah,
a one-time
definitely.
watch.
But I mean,
you
then
know?
again, imagine if you're a diehard Tetris fan. Like, if there's fucking
Then
one out there,
you
know,
would-
watch this movie 1,000 times.
you would like it, but I mean, you wouldn't
Yeah,
love it.
but what about the part where he like sees Tetris for the first time? He's at like some convention in
Oh, right at the beginning.
Vegas, and then like,
Vegas, yeah.
how come the guy that's promoting the game? How did he even get his hands on it?
Well,
Let
exactly.
alone-
He was illegally sold the
Mm.
rights, brother. Did you watch the goddamn movie? They explained it to us,
Listen,
fellas.
and
So he worked for Maxwell and those guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
all
they
I
didn't
guess
spoil
you
it
would think that he would show
He
up.
was just a
again.
sales guy. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Okay.
I didn't even see that part because I had fucking local milfs in my area popping up on my fucking my Microsoft Edge, bro. So, with that said, I'm gonna give this shit a 72 out of 100. Like I said, would never watch this fucking movie again.
Dude, that's a
Anthony
high score
Boyle-
for someone that's hating on
I
it.
know.
I thought you were
too-
gonna come in at
Dude,
like
look
60.
at you.
No,
Give
like
you
I
a
would.
mulligan right here, man. You can't keep
No,
dogging this movie.
Here's the thing, like
72.
I'm shitting on it because like of all the movies and stuff we've watched this year, I don't think I've given anything lower than this, to be honest with you.
But
so.
you went higher than Aiden, didn't you? Didn't Aiden give it a 71?
You give it a 74.
74.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, that's fair, and obviously, like, you know, you have your own opinion, and then
It's okay.
you know,
to be
I do.
I think deep down, Mike, you like this movie.
I think
Yeah, I
deep
think
down you
I
have a
think you
little
like this.
crush.
I think Anthony Boyle. Yeah, I think Anthony Boyle's in your head. No, I do want to say though.
You got me, Aiden.
I do want to say though, I think you could have watched this movie knowing like absolutely nothing about even what Tetris was, and still like kind of enjoying it. So I think that was cool.
For sure.
So,
If you're
I
a
think
negative
you probably-
fan, you'll love it.
I think you would probably enjoy it more not knowing about Tetris because you'd be kind of amazed about this. But knowing that Tetris is so big, you're disappointed with how.
Yeah,
Poor
but
this
if you
fucking
want
was,
a
to be
reason to
honest.
hate those commie scums, and go ahead and watch this movie.
Yeah.
yeah. But we will be back Tuesday. We're doing Mike's pick of The Pursuit of Happiness. I've not seen it.
It's not a happy
Which,
movie, let me tell
You
you.
never seen the movie?
I've never seen it. I know. I
Really?
know. Yeah,
It's
everyone was telling
It's
me.
a tearjerker,
Yeah.
bro.
Fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know,
sad
I-
as fuck.
Yeah. So.
Wait, so
But yeah,
so
we'll do it Tuesday.
Basically, though, like Tetris is what gave the U.S. the dub in the Cold War.
Yeah, basically.
It basically like
Came
I
down
was
to that.
waiting for I was waiting for Woods to pop up, but he didn't.
Oh, you didn't see me? He was jumping over the rooftops and shit.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
I was waiting for that. What was that movie I just watched?
I don't know what you
shit.
just watched, dude.
No, remember it was USSR based, and it was with
Oh,
Henry
that one
Cavill.
movie, bro. That one movie.
No,
bro.
Henry Cavill.
Oh,
Was that
Man from
movie?
Uncle?
Yeah, Man from Uncle.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
a good. That's a
yeah.
good watch.
Yeah, it's literally the same shit.
But all right,
Yeah.
boys, we'll see you
Yeah.
on Tuesday.
All right, boys. Love you.
Peace out.
See you
Don't
Tuesday.
forget to subscribe on YouTube. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube.
Hit me up on
Uh,
Twitter. I'm getting bored out
yep.
there.
Hey, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok. We have a
Yep.
Discord. We have a website that you can find all the links to all this. So
We have an OnlyFans.
we do.
Mike
It's
has
just Mikey's showing hole.
Yeah, Mike has an OnlyFans. We told you to stop plugging that. Yeah. Other than that,
Hey,
Get
check
sick
us
of
out.
cutting it out.
Tell your
We'll see
family
you
about
boys
it.
Tuesday. Anthony Boyle. I'll be seeing you outside.
Yeah. I'll see you, boys.
See you, boys.
Peace out.
Love you.
Love you too, man.